Cut this up. Put it on repeat. We supposed to be the losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we... Welcome back to another exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports. I'm K Spade, the prospect.
I'm your boy LaParis 57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Spade, another big week. And of course, the 49ers are in the news again. What is going on with the 49ers, man? What is...
Sinking Titanic, bro. Sinking Titanic.
You ain't lying. So, of course, Patrick Willis retired, which we already spoke on. But in shocking news, 49ers middle linebacker Chris Bortland retired from the league at 24 years of age. He said that it is not worth the risk. Not only did Chris Bortland retire, other guys retired. Jake Locker retired. Jason Wars retired. Patrick Willis retired. Is this? You think this is going to be a trend that we see moving forward, Spade? What's going on?
I don't know, man. To be honest with you, I think it could be a trend. It's going to depend on how business-minded these guys are.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people say, well, these guys make a lot of money. They set for life. But I've always been told that, you know, that $1 million paychecks you get, they bring $1 million bills. And just like a lot of people in our financial bracket live paycheck to paycheck, a lot of these millionaires live paycheck to paycheck. I mean, they just live in nicer houses, wear nicer clothes, drive nicer vehicles, but essentially they're waiting on their next big check. You know what I'm saying? So if you get these guys that's business minded enough that they can handle that income and still operate in a lower financial bracket, then yeah, I think you might see even more guys be able to do other things with their lives at young ages. I mean, go and pursue other dreams, because for some people, playing football is their dream. That's what they want to do. And for some, playing football is the avenue to what they really want to do. So who knows, man? It could really be a trend. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of already a trend this year.
Yeah, and speaking of what you just said, I mean, even Bobby Wagner came out and said, no offense. He tweeted and said, no offense to anybody. He said, but I'm going to play until I can't play no more. I love this game. Which, you know, Chris Bortland, he didn't just retire and just be like, oh my God, what I'm going to do next. He had a plan. He's going to go back to college. He's going to get his degree in sports management, which covers all aspects of sports. You know what I mean? So he can have his pick of the litter once he get his degree about what he want to do. But what I didn't like, which I wasn't even aware of, you kind of made me aware of it today, Spade. I didn't like how people was attacking Chris Bortland, man. Just calling him all type of names. And, I mean, the dude made a decision based on him. Based on himself. Research he did and research he came, you know, people he came in contact with. If you guys don't know, he said he spoke on Mike Webster, who was the, you know, Hall of Fame center from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He also spoke on Dave Dorsey, who took his own life, safety for the Chicago Bears. And, I mean, you know, he did his research, and he said that in his opinion, it wasn't worth it. So the names, man. I mean, I played football for a very long time. I played in high school, played in college, and if I had a kid, I would not want my son to play college football. And Spade, you were telling me about some people that you knew that felt the same way. I mean, I played football for all years through high school, varsity football, played in college, and if I had a kid, I wouldn't stop him, but I wouldn't want my son to play any type of contact football, And, you know, to each his own, though. I'm not telling you guys not to play, but if it was my kid, I wouldn't want my kid to play, man. It's just too dangerous. It's too dangerous. Spade, if your sons come to you, Spade, and they say, we want to play football, how would you feel about it?
I won't have a problem with it. I mean, because we are so knowledgeable today of warning signs and possible injuries, I would definitely watch with a watchful eye.
Okay.
But, you know, I wouldn't stop it. I played football. Football was my first love, and it's not easy for people to admit it, but at some point I realized that I don't think I had the heart. Like, I had the mental, I understood it mentally, and in some aspects I had the physical ability, but the constant beating, it beat me. I quit. And what a lot of people don't know, football players take a beating during the week in preparation for the game Sunday. You're sore when the game starts Sunday. You get your ass kicked all week in practice to prepare for the game where you're going to get your ass kicked. And it really is it's a beating on your body, man. You know, you and I, we've had tons of conversations about it, and I don't have to go through it all, but I remember asking you, like, when I was young, I played wide receiver, and I was so upset that I had to do the bull ring. It didn't make sense to me, and I kept saying, why do I have to get in this circle and run into this linebacker? How is this going to help me be a better wide receiver? Yeah. And I was telling you, I said, man, I hated the bull ring. And your reply was, man, I used to love it.
I did.
So I said, what is the purpose of that drill? And you said, man, it's supposed to weed out the weak links. And I said, well, it works.
It do,
because
man.
I was like, I am out. I'm sick of it. So, I mean, to each his own. But like you say, this guy has definitely had his character and his heart questioned by a lot of football fans, and it's not fair. And I don't want to defend those guys, but I'll say this. Football is the modern day gladiator sport. Yeah. These guys are big, strong, fast gladiators. And as fans, we sometimes forget that they, up under all of that, are just regular humans. And we sometimes care about our own wants more than these guys' needs. And I've seen people really going at Chris Boylan hard about retiring. They're calling him a quitter. They're calling him some things that I don't even really want to repeat. But, you know, you can't question this guy. Even if you feel like he quit on the NFL, you don't wake up one day and you're in the NFL. This guy probably started this process in Pop Warner, then in high school, then in college. His body has taken a beating, and I feel like he put himself in a situation to say, I went pro, I earned some money, I can go back to school now, pay for my education, and then do some other things in life that I want to do. And I respect him for it.
That's a great point. And my last point is, you know, Chris Boylan, he isn't the biggest guy. You know what I mean? They list him at like 5'11". They list him at 5'11", which I think he's every bit of 5'8". I mean, and for people to be calling him them names, which aren't true, because clearly he proved this past year that if he wanted to play in the NFL, he can do it, because he didn't play 7 games and had like 107 tackles. And he didn't play 7 games. So clearly he proved that he could do it if he wanted to. And I think, you know, it was the best decision for him. You know what I mean? I could not hate on anybody that makes the best decision pertaining to their life. So I hope Chris Boylan does well. I hope all the other guys that retired did well. You know, moving forward, I hope they do well in their careers that they choose to be in. You know what I mean? Jason Worlds, Locker, all those guys, man. I mean, to just be calling these guys names is absurd, man. It's absurd. But that's my last point. That's my last point, Spade.
All right, well, to move forward, man, the Cleveland Browns, which we all know they got some quarterback issues.
Wait. The who? The who, Spade?
The Cleveland Browns, your favorite team.
Oh, boy. What Johnny do now? What Johnny do? What Johnny do?
It ain't Johnny this time, bro.
Okay.
Wait, who was it that came out of this organization and said that they don't currently have their quarterback of the future? Who was that?
You?
No, I'm talking about somebody for their team.
Oh, it was the GM. It was the GM.
Okay, the GM. I wasn't sure if it was the coach or what.
No, it was the GM.
After the GM said that, this shouldn't surprise me, but the Cleveland Browns offered to trade a first-round pick to the Philadelphia Eagles for Sam Bradford. And if that's not mind-boggling enough, the second part of this thing is mind-boggling.
Okay.
The Eagles turned it down.
Oh, my God.
The Eagles turned it down.
Oh, my God.
Which just... I was already like all thrown off by that, but then when the Eagles turned it down, I really don't even know what's going on. What you think about this?
First of all, for the Eagles to turn it down is just freaking insane. They've been setting. It looks like they've been setting up to try and get Mariota this whole time. And if you trade Bradford to the Browns for, I think they got the 19th pick. You can package your first round pick with the Browns' first round pick and move up in the draft. I don't think anybody is turning down 2 first round picks in the draft. Why would they turn it down? So do the wait. Do the Eagles think?
Let me throw something else in.
Okay.
Let me throw something else in. Don't forget about this backdoor clause we found out about.
Oh,
if Sam Bradford doesn't start for the Eagles, they get their draft back from the Rams. So trading him for a pick would have actually got them 2 picks. So why didn't they do it?
Do the Eagles, and I'm looking in the camera, Spade, do the Eagles think Sam Bradford is it? Do they think he's it? It sounds like they think he's it. Why wouldn't you? if I'm an Eagle fan, I want to commit suicide. What are they doing? What are they doing?
Have you ever seen the Jimmy John commercials where the guys are ordering sandwiches and they come into the house real quick? You ever seen those commercials?
Oh, yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that.
I would have shipped his ass out like a Jimmy John commercial. Man. When I hung up with Cleveland, he would have been at the airport by the time the phone hung up. That's how quick I would have got Sam Bradford out of Philadelphia.
Let me switch it on you, though, Spade. The Eagles turned it down. What the hell was the Browns thinking? What were they thinking?
The Browns thinking Hoyer ain't it and Johnny Football ain't it. But that's what they thinking.
Who did they just signed the quarterback, though? What? Man, I don't know. And this is why the Cleveland Browns will be the Cleveland Browns. And I just don't know what the Eagles, Chip Kelly came out and said that he would not mortgage his franchise to jump up and take Mariota. So maybe I'm at a loss for words, Spade. I'm at a loss.
I hope Chip know what he's doing, bro.
Like I said, either really Chip Kelly,
you know what you're doing, Chip.
Either he the smartest guy in the room, or Chip Kelly don't know what the hell he doing. Either way, I damn sure would have took the first round pick for Sam Bradford, who hasn't played a healthy game since 2013. He hasn't played a regular season game, Spade, since 2013. That's insane. That's insane.
Man, I wouldn't even told Sam Bradford that we took the trade. I just would have sent a driver to get him, put him on the plane. He wouldn't even know where he was going. He'd have been looking out the window of the plane like, where is this Cleveland? He wouldn't even known. I'd have got him out of there. Well, what else we got, LaParis?
Moving forward, man. Moving forward. Big Vince Wilfork actually found the team. Big Vince he signed a 2-year deal to be a part of the Houston Texans. Him, Big J.J. Watt. If Clowney turned out to be what everybody think he's gonna be, that's a nice looking defensive line up front, Spade. What do you think about Big Vince signing with the Houston Texans?
It's scary because if Clowney, I'm not even gonna say if Clowney can be what they think he is. I think he's shown that he's that.
Okay.
Right now, you gotta question his ability to stay healthy.
Okay.
If Clowney can stay healthy, and you put Big Vince in the middle, and you got those two, you got Watt and Clowney on the edge. You got Brian Cushion, who should be healthy. Woo, man, I think it really helps bolster that defense. It could really be scary. I don't know what the hell they gonna do on the offensive side of the ball, but hey, defensively, I think it makes them a better team. I really do.
I mean, kudos to the Texans for. I mean, it was scheduled that Big Vince was going to travel to some other teams to go see some other teams, and the Houston Texans would not let Big Vince get out of Texas. They wouldn't let him leave.
Locked them up.
Yeah, they wouldn't let him leave. So they kept Big Vince down there until they was able to work out a deal. I'm gonna be a little biased. I would have loved to have seen Big Vince up there with the Colts to play with Andre and Frank Gore and them over there with the Colts. But I mean, I guess Big Vince realized that he almost at the end of his career, he probably could get a little bit more money. And why not go down there and play with Big J.J. Watt, clog up that middle, let Big J.J. eat, let Cushion eat, let Clowney eat. I ain't mad at you, Big Vince. Get your money, get your checks, and you know what I mean? It might make it a little easier for Big Vince. I don't want to guarantee, but we'll see. Big Vince may make another Pro Bowl this year. You got to see, man. It's sad to see a guy like Big Vince leave the Patriots, because there's certain guys you don't want to see with different teams. And you know, the Patriots, like, they are notoriously known for just letting go guys that been the heart and soul of their team. It's just sad to see, but I'm glad he was able to find a new team.
Likewise. Yeah, man. Big Vince let it be known that he loved New England. Yeah. And something you don't see often, Bill Belichick let it be known that they love Vince Wilfork. At the end of the day, it was a business decision. Yeah. Neither side really wanted to break ties. It's just, you know, sometimes it goes that way. Yeah. But moving forward, man, I got some more news. Trent Richardson is looking to resurge his career in Oakland. The Oakland Raiders just picked up Trent Richardson. Of course, they were in need of a running back. Maurice Jones-Drew just hung up the cleats.
Yep.
And, of course, McFadden is out of there.
Yeah.
So, is this good? I mean, Trent Richardson, he's got to be a good back. He was highly touted out of high school. He went to, top program in Alabama, and he looked pretty good at Alabama. Hasn't looked good since he's been in the NFL. Has he just not found the right system? Or is he really not it? What do you think it is?
I really don't. I'm gonna just say this for starters. This is Trent Richardson's last shot, I think. A long time ago, Spade, when we first started SAS, you said people go to Oakland to die. That's what they do. Nah. So this is definitely Trent Richardson's last stop. So if he want to keep his career going and not end up in Canada or in the Arena League, he better get it going over here in Oakland. Now, I don't know if Oakland is the spot. If he couldn't get it going up there with Andrew Luck, who was an elite quarterback, T.Y. Hilton, who's a top 10 receiver in the league, I mean, maybe, the argument could be that they have a passing line. They don't really have a big bruising, run blocking offensive line. I mean, that could be the argument, but I think this is the Raiders. But I was about to ask you the same thing. Do you see the Raiders as having that big bruising offensive line that Trent needs? Because when he was at Alabama, them dudes used to lean on people. And It's easy to be a running back when you're running through ginormous holes. You know what I'm saying? So I think probably 3 or 4 of those offensive linemen that Trent played with are in the NFL right now.
Right.
So I mean, it's easy to run. It's easy to run through them holes when they wide open. But do Oakland have that type of offensive line? I don't know. We have to wait and see. I know they struggled with the run game last year.
For what it's worth, man, I'm not a Trent Richardson fan, but I wish him well because at first it was kind of funny because I was like, man, out of all the running backs out of Alabama, Trent Richardson is the worst. Mm-hmm. And now I just kind of feel sorry for the guy. I mean, even Ingram at some point hit his stride and started to do pretty good. We know Big Lacy's doing this thing. I hope he salvages something because he clearly wants to do well. He won't give up. He continues to try. Yeah. And, I got to reward him for that. So I hope it work out for you, Trent. Do it big out there, homie.
I mean, they got a nice little young running back, a nice little young quarterback, and a run game would definitely help Carr out there. So hopefully Trent will do well because I would like him to do well. You know what I mean? But moving forward, Spade, we're going to switch topics. We're going to talk about the NBA. You brought something to my attention which I really didn't even know. But we're going to talk about the Atlanta Hawks. And I know the Atlanta Hawks is like Kobe on this show. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the Hawks is very controversial on the show. People be like, well, why y'all don't give the Hawks no respect and blah, blah, blah. But you brought something to my attention, and it is. The Hawks are on a 60-game streak where no player has scored over 30 points in a game. So is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I mean, I didn't know how to feel about that when you told me that. I was like, wow, it actually is impressive. But what do you feel? How do you feel about it?
It's amazing. The Hawks have only had one of their players to score 30 points or more in a game once this entire season. Yeah. It was Paul Millsap back in November. He actually, right there on the line, scored 30 points. Mm-hmm. If it finishes like it's going now, if they finish this season like they're going and nobody else cracks 30, they will only be the second team in the history of the NBA to win at least 50 games and not have multiple 30-point games from their players. Exactly. That goes to show you just how much these players have bought into this team ball. I mean, good grief, the Spurs have bought into team ball and still, Parker go off of 32, 33 here and there. I mean, he don't average 30, but he'll do it. But this team, night in and night out, they don't care who gets the points.
For the Hawks to be winning games and not have a player score over 30 points in 60 straight games, that got to be impressive. And the funny thing is, anybody could go off, and not just starters. It could be Schroeder off the bench. It could be Mack off the bench. It could be
Mike Scott.
Mike Scott off the bench. It could be Kyle Korver. It could be Teague. It could be Millsap. It could be Horford. Even DeMar Carroll, who me and Spade, I don't want to say we hate, but we just like DeMar Carroll start. DeMar Carroll is a starter in the NBA. He's a starter in the
wasn't
NBA.
supposed to tell nobody that, man. That was the off-camera secret.
Yeah, but I mean,
hate DeMar Carroll, man.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a starter in the NBA, and some nights he even go off. It just shows. It just shows that these guys love playing together, and it's no egos on that team, and the ultimate goal is to just win the damn game. Like my man Arm say, you play to win the game, and that's all the Hawks. Yeah, that's all the Hawks want to do, man. So kudos to the Hawks. I want to see them. I don't want to see nobody score 30 now. I'm telling you, I want them to keep it going. I want them to keep it going.
I mean, they already kind of made history by winning Eastern Conference Player of the Month as a team.
The whole team.
So I mean, yeah, just keep making history, Atlanta. I like it. I love it.
It's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
All right, so check this out, bro.
Okay.
I got a question for you. You and I, we talk a lot off camera. This is something we spoke on, and I said, we should bring this to the show. Like, I want to know how other people feel about it. Okay. So Jalen Rose, shout out to Jalen, one of the members of the Fab Five from Michigan. You guys know Jalen. Jalen Rose said that he thinks the NBA should change the way they select teams for the playoffs. Instead of picking the best records, the 8 best records in the East and the 8 best records in the West, they should take the 16 best records in the NBA. You was just talking about the Clippers. What's the Clippers set up right now?
The Clippers are 1 game out of the 8th spot. I want to say they 46-25, something like that. 46-25. And I mean, they're in the 7th seed in the West with 46 wins. When you got teams in the East that are upside down like 30-36, like that's just crazy to me. And they're probably going to, more than likely, somebody's going to get in the playoffs in the East with an upside down record. They're going to have more losses than wins, which kind of makes me want to agree with Jalen Rose. Like it's teams in the Western Conference with winning records that are not going to make the playoffs because the West is just too stacked, and it's teams in the East that are going to make the playoffs because the East is cheeks with upside down losing records. And to me, I mean, life ain't fair, but that's not fair, man. Put the 16 best teams in the playoffs and let us see the best basketball in the playoffs. That's what I think. How do you feel about it, Spade?
Well,
okay, let's get it. This is what I like.
Well, all right. Y'all not gonna agree with me on this. I already know it, but it's cool. Okay. Some things are just tradition, right? Okay. I feel like it's gonna be a shift of power. Right now, the West is the powerhouse, and they've been that way for maybe a decade, maybe longer. I don't even know. The West has been the powerhouse probably since Michael Jordan and the Bulls dips at it. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't believe that they're gonna always be the power. I think at some point it's gonna shift over, and I just think, I mean, I don't want to see it change. I kind of feel like, okay, let's take, I hate to jump sports, but let's talk college football for a minute. Teams, let's talk Mississippi State. They used to be ass. Now they're one of the best teams in the SEC because power shifted. But what if somebody said, you know what, Mississippi State so bad, Vanderbilt, Wake Forest, these teams that used to be really, really bad, from now on, after the top tier teams get a few blue chip recruits, the rest of them got to go to these bad teams. Like, I just think you just wait and it naturally fixes itself. Right now, it's off. Hey, I'm sorry, it is.
Spade, I don't want to
see them change it.
It's been off. I don't want to
see them change it, bro.
You know,
I'm gonna tell you.
So you are right with teams in the East. If I'm in the West, I'm looking at the East and I'm like, man, teams in the East, them top couple of teams, probably Atlanta and them, probably gonna sweep whoever they play at the bottom of it. Gonna have a huge break, which they're gonna get the rest. While the West, excuse me, is over there beating the headlights off each other, going to game 7s, and then gotta get a 1-day break to travel, and then gotta go right into another 7-game series. To me, Spade, that's not fair, bro. That
didn't help the Heat last year. You just basically spoke that exact path that the Heat took last year.
Okay.
It didn't help them.
I mean, they ran into the perfect storm.
The better team is going to win.
They ran into the perfect storm, which was the Spurs. The Spurs was out there passing like the Globetrotters, and they couldn't do nothing with it.
I mean, That Spurs team you talking about, they needed 7 games to get past the Mavericks. We don't even consider the Mavericks one of the top tier teams in the West. That Spurs team needed 7 games to get past the Mavericks. The better team is going to win. I just think it works itself out. I'm going to tell you, I was watching Clippers versus Houston. It was a very good game.
Okay.
And Van Gundy said that he thinks they should remove free throws from the game because free throws is boring.
I heard him say that. I think he was trolling. He was trolling, Spade.
That's all he do is troll. But my point is, I don't want people to start messing with the game.
Yeah,
that's the game. The game take 8 teams from the East and 8 teams from the West. That's how it goes. I don't want to see it change.
Sometimes change is needed, bro. I mean, look at the college playoff.
You ain't Obama.
You went to
that only worked for Obama.
Nah, man, it worked in college football too, man. Like sometimes change is needed, man. Sometimes change.
What are you talking about in college football? What we talking about?
The playoff. The playoff is a change.
Did it work? People still mad about the playoff system.
I mean, people gonna be mad regardless if their team don't get in. But to me, I think the playoff worked. I think the playoff
just made
worked.
my point. So people gonna be mad anyway, man. Give me 8 teams from the East. Give me 8 teams from the West. You know what? This is my last analogy because I'm getting way out of hand with this. But when you watch Family Feud, Steve say, give me Sam, give me Laura. He don't say, give me the 2 strongest players out here. I don't care if they're from the same family. If you bring your weak family, no, give me 8 teams from the East, 8 teams from the West. I don't want to see it change.
Spade, but all right, I ain't even gonna touch that Family Feud analogy. We're gonna get off that. We're gonna get off that.
I was reaching. I was reaching with that. But I'm curious to know what you guys think.
Yeah, definitely.
I know I'm probably gonna be in the minority on this, and I know that it's unfair for some of these West teams, but I don't know. I mean, I gotta get up and go to work in the morning, and even the good teams and the bad teams, they're going to be chilling somewhere. It's unfair to me. Life is unfair sometimes. If you in the West and you feel like it's unfair, when you get a chance, talk to your agent, tell them you want to play in the East. And help balance the power out. Maybe the top 16 teams will be 8 from the East and 8 from the West.
So now you want these guys to be out. So now you don't want them to stay with their
teams. They got a problem with it.
So, Spade, my last question to you. My last question. So you are right with a team being number 9 in the West and they have 48, 49, 50 wins and not make the playoffs when somebody in the East have 30 wins and they make the playoffs. You all right with that?
Yes.
Wow, man. Let them have it down there. That's crazy. That's not fair, Spade. If I got 50 wins and don't make the playoffs and somebody in the East got 30 wins and they make the playoffs, that's not fair, man. And that should prove that it needs to be a change, man. It needs to be a change.
Yes, I'm okay.
I really want to know what this guy's Spade, boy. I really want to know.
I'm serious.
I really want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let me know if you guys think that should the NBA change the playoff format and let the best 16 teams in the playoffs. Comment down below. Spade, I think that's all we have for today. You got anything else?
That's all I got, bro.
I mean, so show them your shirt, man. You done went out and copped the shirt.
I've been showing them, man. We definitely got some merch.
Yeah.
The sweater is dope. We got these in hooded sweatshirts. We got them in t-shirts as well. We got a variety of sizes and colors.
Yeah.
You know, support the squad, man. Support us while we small, cause you know one day this thing gonna blow. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're gonna run into the gas station. It's gonna blow up. But the podcast is definitely on the way on iTunes. Definitely be on the lookout of that. All that information will be down there once everything is squared away with iTunes. Definitely be on the lookout for that. Remember, this is on Strong Arm Sports. We almost at 500. Bang the subscribe button up there. Bang the like button down there. We appreciate all you guys for your support, for continue watching us. The tweets, man, you guys has definitely been showing us mad love. We want to thank everybody, even all the other YouTubers that comment, that show us love, that retweet our tweets, man, because we on it, man. We definitely appreciate the support. We'll see you guys next episode. To the next one, peace.